Hey everybody, you wonder what am I doing? Don't worry, me too. So let's jump into it. Can't shift your car into gears all of a sudden? Is it hard to go from first to second? Well, maybe you need a new clutch master cylinder or to rebuild your old one. Have a look at your pedals and try to locate the clutch master behind the clutch pedal. Check for any leaks, even for little drips. After you identify the problem, let's fix it. So move your seat all the way back or remove it entirely as I did to have the most access to the master cylinder. There are two 12mm nuts and a lock pin which is holding the yoke pin into place. Remove the two pins, but make sure to take a note of the orientation of them to have things easier when assembling everything back together. It will take some time as it is not in the best accessible place. Remove the nuts as well. You can take a picture of it as well, it always helps. Now open the hood and locate your clutch fluid reservoir. It is on the same side as your clutch pedal, obviously. Open it and remove all the fluid from it. I used a syringe with a long hose for that. Bring some rags to protect the paint of your car from the fluid as it can cause some serious damage to it. If it drips, wipe it straight away. If you have removed the fluid, you can loosen the clutch hardline. You will need a 10mm wrench for that. Once it's done, just pull the clutch master cylinder. Well, now you have two options. Either rebuild your old clutch master cylinder if there are rebuild kits for it, or buy a new one. Initially, I wanted to rebuild my one. I have found a kit, but when I opened my master cylinder I noticed that the spring was broken inside and they didn't include that in the new rebuild kit. So I had to use a brand new one. Anyways, I have ordered one for this case, so it wasn't that big of a deal for me. However, if you are able to rebuild your one, just replace everything from the kit to the old master cylinder. I just used the gasket from it. So we can assemble everything back together. The process is simple and the same, but it takes time. Insert a new master cylinder. Hand tighten the two 12mm nuts holding the clutch master cylinder to the firewall as much as you can. Then tighten them with the ratchet to 10 foot-pounds. Put the yoke pin back to the master cylinder and then insert the lock pin. Be easy on yourself as this can be a quite nerve-wracking procedure and can take some decent time. After you are done, tighten the clutch hardline using a 10mm wrench again. Fill the reservoir up with clutch fluid. Don't forget to bleed the system. You will need to jack up the car and get to the transmission of it. The clutch save cylinder is mounted on the side of your transmission. The bleeding procedure is pretty much the same as the brake bleeding procedure. But before you start bleeding the system, press the clutch pedal a few times to push the fluid down the lines. Unfortunately, it is a two-person job. So ask someone to keep an eye on the clutch fluid level and press the clutch pedal whilst you are opening and closing the bleeder valve, or vice versa. To open the bleeder valve, you will need an 8mm wrench. After you bled out all the air from the system, you are good to go and enjoy your car again. So take it for a spin and listen to that VTEC kicking in. Thank you for watching. Bye.